Stock market investors, Wall Street is lying to you. That's right, I said it. Wall Street is and will always be full of shit. In today's video, I'm going to break down a financial institution that put a sell rating out on SoFi stock, but continues to be one of the biggest institutional buyers of the stock over the last 12 months, guys. Let's get into the video. Stock market investors and SoFi enthusiasts, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, it's a great free way to support the channel and helps this video get out to other SoFi and stock market investors. And if you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, today I want to talk about Bank of America. In this headline on Tip Ranks, Bank of America stays bearish on SoFi stock despite strength in financial services. The story highlight: Bank of America reiterates a sell rating on SoFi Technologies despite acknowledging the strength in its financial services business. This already seems a little fishy to me there, guys. SoFi, up 2.5%, delivered market-beating results for the first quarter of 2025 with continued expansion in its member base. While SoFi stock has risen about 7% over the past month, it is still down nearly 9% year-to-date amid macro uncertainty. In its latest research note, Bank of America highlighted the strength of SoFi's financial services business, but that said, it remains bearish on the fintech company and digital bank due to its elevated valuation. Weird. Guess what, guys? You know why that's exceptionally weird? I'm going to show you why, guys. We're going to go over to Simply Wall Street, and this gives you all of the top shareholders in SoFi stock. If we take a look, institutions own around 47.3% of the company. General public owns around 50%. Simply Wall Street is a little behind websites like Fintel, but I still like to look at them because they give you kind of a great clear-cut way of evaluating institutional ownership, right? Bank of America currently owns almost 1% of the entire SoFi business, owning around 10.7 million shares according to Simply Wall Street, right? They do lag a little bit, but as we can see, look at this increase. They have increased their stake by 124%. So this is why Wall Street is full of shit. Don't ever look at what they say. Look at what they're actually doing. All of these bullshit analysts that come out and they give their opinions. Bank of America analyst Mahir Bahashia, or however the hell you say that name, highlighted SoFi Technologies' rapidly growing financial services business, blah, blah, bloobity, bloobity, blah. Despite these positive, Bahashia reaffirmed a sell rating on SoFi stock with a price target of $13. Guess what? We already blew past $13 there, bro. So I don't know what the hell is going on. The valuation is full. Apparently, that is not true. Unbelievable. These Wall Street analysts couldn't even hold my socks. Let's be serious, right? Like over the last year, my portfolio is up almost 80%. I own around 5,000 SoFi shares, and these analysts don't know what the hell they're talking about. They put out these press releases in order to keep the stock depressed. So the big dogs, their bosses, continue to buy the stock. Look, up 124%, growing their stake more than pretty much every single company except Quibi Research and Technologies and Marshall Wace LLP, whatever that is. So let's go over to Fintel. This kind of gives us a bigger, broader scope, and they're more up to date. So right now, institutions are owning around 554 million shares. According to Simply Wall Street, it was at 522 million. So institutions have bought another 20 million shares of SoFi stock. And if we kind of categorize this, we can go down and see right where Bank of America is. We can see some of the big dogs. You know, look at BlackRock, 47.49 million. Woo, baby. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Now they're up to 11.5 million shares, right? So according to this, they had 10.7. So they bought almost a million more shares in the last 6 months. So these analysts are full of shit. You can never, ever trust what these Wall Street analysts have to say. What you can trust is when you go to Fintel and see what institutions are buying the stock, which ones are adding the stock, and by how much the share percentage is right here, right? So we could see Charles Schwab up 2%. Voleridge Investment up 76%. Susquehanna International up 59%. This is as of 5/15/2025. So about 3.5 weeks ago. As of 3.5 weeks ago, they're up to 11.5 million shares of SoFi, increasing that stake by 92%. If you go back on tip ranks and look up SoFi stock, you can see the analyst profile and then the companies they work for and their initial price targets, right? And then you could also see the history of these analysts and what they've been doing. So this guy, Matthew Coad, he's terrible. In this market, he's losing money. Like, how is that even freaking possible? Mahir is actually a pretty good analyst. Success rate, 8 out of 11, is pretty good. Average return around 24%. That's great. But they could be hired to write a piece and just put it out in the public so Bank of America can continue to buy shares. Because Bank of America is buying shares while they are initiating a sell rating. That sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me, guys. So you have to not only see what these analysts are saying, but look at what the companies they work for are actually doing. Some of these companies are telling you to sell the stock while the company is buying and buying and buying. If we take a look at some of these price targets, you can see Morgan Stanley, sell rating, $13 down to $6, and Jeffrey Adelson is garbage. Yo, Jeffrey, find a new job, bro, because picking stocks is not for you. A 1-star analyst, he works for Morgan Stanley. He's saying that it could go down to $6 per share. And since Jeffrey at Morgan Stanley thinks it's going to go from $13 down to $6, you think Morgan Stanley would be selling out of all of their shares if it's going to go down 50%, right? Well, we take a look over here, and Morgan Stanley owns about 12 million shares, and they've only decreased their stake by like 0.5%. And that's just some rebalancing that's happening. That has nothing to do with them going bearish on the stock. But if they thought it was going to go to $13 down to $6, don't you think they would be selling the stock? But they're not selling the stock. So Jeffrey, once again, full of shit, guys. That's kind of how these analysts work, man. They're all just so full of shit, right? So right now, the 12-month forecast, a lot of people are saying, the 14 Wall Street analysts covering the stock are saying $14 price target, and we're already there, guys. So you got to take what these Wall Street analysts say with a grain of salt. Do your research and then see who they work for. Mahir works for Bank of America, but they are buying the shit out of SoFi stock. They're buying so much, more than pretty much any other institutional investor. So something is not adding up. And it sounds like Mahir might be full of shit. This is why you can't trust Wall Street analysts. Trust your gut, trust your own fundamental analysis, and see what Bank of America is exactly doing. See what they are doing. Actions speak louder than words. Bank of America is buying SoFi stock. They have been buying SoFi stock. And Mahir, you are full of shit. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Peace.